I going to put this back on my shelf or am I going to put this on my nightstand? TBD.
It's about books, duh.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige, and today we are going to be talking about some books that I bought at Half Price Books. A few weeks ago, my husband and I went on a trip to Pittsburgh. And if you live on the East Coast, you probably have never heard of Half Price Books because we do not have them here. And it's essentially just a giant used bookstore where there are books that are in great condition at a very affordable price. And as a reader and a collector of books, that is just beautiful for me. On a recent trip with my husband, we decided to make a stop at Half Price Books because the most eastern Half Price Books happens to be in Pittsburgh. And we did not just go to one, we made 2 stops. So I got a bunch of books and I want to share them with you because some of them are probably not going to be surprising if you know what I read. And others you're going to be like, why the hell did you buy that? So let's get into it. Okay, so if you know me, you know that I can't pass up a holiday romance. So I picked up The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I have never read anything by Lucy Score, and I know she has super popular books that are all over Book Talk and BookTube and everywhere. Honestly, I didn't really look at the description of this too much because it's just a Christmas romance. It says she's going to save Christmas just to spite him. So I'm assuming it's going to be enemies to lovers, which works for me. And it's Christmas time. It's going to be, and it's set in Connecticut, which is beautiful. So that means there's going to be snow. Because if there's a Christmas romance, it needs to be set on the East Coast. I'm sorry. That's just a requirement. So I'm excited to pick this up coming in December, and that will definitely go on my shelf with all my other Christmas themed romances. I also picked up Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, which I'm super excited about because this is the first book in her Gold Rush Ranch series. I started reading the Chestnut Springs series recently. I've read the first 2 books. I have not yet read the third. This I'm very excited about. It is a single dad, I believe. He's never had a problem keeping things professional with his employees until she waltzes onto his property. You know why I really wanted to read this? Because it gives me Heartless vibes because of the kind of you're working for me and there's forced proximity and it's on a ranch. He's a cowboy. I am so in my cowboy romance era. I am all for it. So very excited to pick this up. I believe there are several books out in this series. I honestly have no idea how long this series is, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna try not to start this until I have finished the Chestnut Springs series because I am in the middle of so many series and I just feel like a complete degenerate sometimes because I just keep starting things and never finish them because who has the time? Who has the time? So, he hires her to train his racehorse. I don't think this is single dad. Maybe I got that wrong. So, Off to the Races. Very excited. Beautiful condition. Perfect. $9. I'd rather buy it from Half Price Books than buy it from Amazon. Okay, the next book that I got, I needed to get this just because I really want to get into this author, and that is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. I am dying to get into her books because I have become such a fan of the slow burn romance, and Mariana Zapata is literally the queen of that. All of her books are slow burn. They literally don't touch fingers until the end of the book, and I want to be tortured in that way. So I picked up The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. This one is about, there's something with football. The thankless job of personal assistant to the top defensive end in the NFL, was always supposed to be temporary. The legendary Wall of Winnipeg may be adored by thousands, but after 2 years, Van has had enough. So when Aidan Graves shows up at her door begging her to come back, she's beyond shocked. Mr. Waldorf Emotions is actually letting his guard down for once, and she's even more dumbstruck when he explains that her job description is about to become even more outrageous. So I'm like, this would be a really good one to read this time of year because it's football Football season is in full swing. We are deep into fantasy football. If you participate, I'm sorry, and also have a great time because it's so fun, but it is torturous. Especially now that I'm in the league with my family and my husband. God, too much competition. Very excited to get into this author, and we don't know when we're gonna pick this up, but happy to have it on my shelf. The next two books were recommendations from my husband. He did recommend to me Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and this is kind of like a love story. So it says, Tristan Thorne promised to bring back a fallen star, so he sets out on a journey to fulfill the request of his beloved, the hauntingly beautiful Victoria Forrester, and stumbles into the enchanted realm that lies beyond the wall of his English country town. So I think this is going to be like fantasy. It says Harper Teen, so maybe this is like a little YA, so tread carefully. But he is begging me to read this as soon as possible because he wants to watch the movie, because we did not know that there was a movie. So Stardust is also one that I picked up. Okay, the next one, also recommended by my husband, was Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I think that's what it says under the price tag. I haven't taken the price tags off yet. I will take them off. I'm not one of those people who leaves like the Target sticker or price tags on books. That's demented. The armies of good and evil are amassing and everything appears to be going according to divine plan, except that a somewhat fussy angel and a fast-living demon are not actually looking forward to the coming of rapture, and someone seems to have misplaced the Antichrist. So the way my husband described this was good. It's like kind of funny, devil and angel working together, which is obviously hilarious. I know they did make a television show out of this, but I haven't watched it. I did agree to buy this book because I read last year a book called Sign Here, which was a book about a devil in hell who needed to make some deals in order to get out. And it was just written in such a funny and clever way that like I'm loving anything that gives me that vibe, and I just got those vibes from this. So this would also be a good one to pick up during spooky season. So if you've read this, please let me know and give me a comment to say if I should read it now, if I should wait until October, November, or if it sucked. I don't know. Just let me know. My last two books are also like in the spirit of spooky season, because even a month ago when I went on this trip and went shopping at Half Price Books, I was like ready for fall, even though it was literally 90 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm just loving all like the witchy, spooky vibes. So I picked up Sanctuary by V.V. James. Never heard of this book, never heard of this author, but the synopsis kind of captured my attention. So this one is it twists big little lies with practical magic. So like already starting off, that's a really good sign. In a dark mystery of four women, a wicked secret, and an investigation that shakes their Connecticut town to the core. So a man is killed at a high school party, and it's the star quarterback, and it seems to be an accident. But everyone knows that his ex-girlfriend is the daughter of a witch, and she was there when he died. It's kind of like a crime mystery thriller with witchy vibes. I mean, how good is that? Literally, I stumbled across this book like randomly. I was just in like the horror sci-fi section, and I just randomly found this. So I'm actually kind of excited. I did check some reviews of some of the books I got before I bought them, and I feel like they were decent enough where I was like, okay, I'm willing to take the risk. And this is seeming like really intriguing to me. Actually, this might be a good one to pick up after what I'm reading right now, because I'm in really like magic mood right now. Like I want all the magic systems, and like there are so many books on my TBR for this time of year, and I'm just having a really hard time reading all of them. I feel like I'm not going to get through all of them, or I'm going to like burn myself out and then not want to read anymore. But I really want to read this now. I'm picking this up and like reading the description again. I'm like, am I going to put this back on my shelf, or am I going to put this on my nightstand? TBD. Okay, The last book that I picked up in my Half Price Books haul is Little Eve by Catriona. Okay, I always say her name wrong. Catriona Ward. She is the author of The Last House on Needless Street, which I read last year for one of my book clubs, and I absolutely loved that book. It was truly unsettling, and the reveals were jaw-dropping. That was a book that we loved talking about in book club because it was just like, wait, what? Oh my God. Like, how did she do that? So I was so impressed with her writing, and everything about that book was awesome. So I saw that she had written this, and I was like, okay, what is this about? So this is like a little bit different than what I typically pick up. Off the wildest coast of Scotland, a clan prepares to bring about the end of the world and its imminent rebirth. The adder is coming, and one of their number will inherit its powers. They all want the honor, but young Eve is willing to do anything for the distinction. When Chief Inspector Black arrives to investigate a brutal murder, and their sacred ceremony goes terribly wrong. And soon all the secrets of this place will be uncovered. So you're not getting much from that description. You're getting, okay, there's a murder, there's a secret ceremony that happens that goes wrong, there's magic, there's a Scottish castle. I mean, the cover is beautiful. So I have no idea what this is going to be about, but I'm intrigued. This might be a quick read. It's only 250 pages, so like, even if it sucks, like, you can get through it. I highly doubt it will suck because I loved The Last House on Needless Street. If you have not read that and you are looking for a spooky season read, pick that book up. It is so good. You will have no idea what's happening, and you're gonna love it. Okay, so these were all the books that I got in my Half Price Books haul about a month ago. I am kind of happy that there is no Half Price Books close to my house because I don't need another reason to spend money constantly. So if you do have one of these stores in your area, God bless. I found out about this store from all the booktubers that I watch, because I swear to God, half the booktubers I watch live in Texas or Ohio, and those are the places where these stores are. So thank you to you guys for feeding my addiction and for growing my collection and adding some really interesting and different books to my library. I love trying to like branch out and try new things, but at the same time, I'm a Virgo and I'm like super controlling. So like, I'll listen to your recommendation, but I might not take it. That's just the way that it goes. But I'm really happy to add all of these books to my shelf, and as I read them, we'll find out if they're staying or going. So that's the end of this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing and liking this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye.